All right, let's talk about a super common feature in our React Native apps, the loading overlay. We're going to take a basic one and give it a serious upgrade. We're not just making it work, we're going to make it feel incredibly polished and professional. So let's dive in. So think about an app you're working on. When that loading spinner has to show up, does it just flash under the screen out of nowhere? And then poof, it's gone just as fast? I mean, it works, but it can feel a little jarring, a bit abrupt. And here it is, a perfect side-by-side comparison. On the left, you see that instant, kind of clunky loader. But on the right, that's our goal, a really smooth, gentle transition that just feels so much more high quality. That's the polished user experience we're aiming for. So why are we even talking about this? What's the big deal? Well, it's because those sudden visual changes can make an otherwise amazing app feel kind of cheap or unprofessional. It's a small detail for sure, but trust me, these are the exact details that make an app feel truly great. Our mission here is really simple. We want to make our loading overlay gently fade in when it appears and then gracefully fade out when it's done. This one little change completely elevates the whole experience and makes the app feel so much more seamless and production ready.
So, how are we going to pull off this smooth fade? Do you need to go find some big, heavy third-party library to do it? Nope. The perfect tool is actually already built right into React Native.
That's right, we're just going to use React Native's very own animated API. This is awesome because it means there's nothing extra to install, no new dependencies to manage. It's already there, it's powerful, it's super performant, and it's ready to go right out of the box. Okay, enough talk, let's get our hands dirty and actually look at the code. We're going to jump right into our loading overlay component and add the animation logic. And you're probably going to be surprised by how little code this actually takes. So, here's our game plan. It's really straightforward. We're going to import a couple of things. We'll use the useRef hook to hang on to our animation value. Then, we'll use useEffect to actually trigger the animation. And finally, the magic part, we swap a regular view for an animated dot view to bring it all to life. First things first, we gotta grab our tools. Think of it like opening up the toolbox. We'll pull in useEffects and use Ref from React. And then, the star of our show, Animated from React Native. With these three things, we've got everything we need. Okay, next we need a place to store our animation's current value, in this case, the opacity. We're using useRef here to create a new animated.value starting at 0. The key reason for using ref is that changing its value won't cause our component to re-render, which is absolutely perfect for running animations smoothly behind the scenes. Now we need a trigger, something that tells our animation when to run. For that, we wrap our logic in a useEffect hook. See that little array at the end with visible inside? That's the secret sauce. It tells the hook, hey, only run this code when the visible prop changes. It's perfect. The loader becomes visible, the animation runs. It needs to hide, the animation runs again. Inside that useEffect, we call animated.timing. It's pretty simple to set up. First, we give it a to value, that's the destination. So if the loader is visible, we animate to an opacity of 1. If not, we animate to 0. Next, duration. How fast should it be? 250 milliseconds is a good starting point. Quick but not abrupt. And finally, the really important one, use native driver true. This makes the animation run on the native UI thread, making it buttery smooth. And for the final piece of the puzzle, we have to actually connect this animation to our component. It's incredibly easy. We just replace our normal view with a special animated.view. This new component knows how to handle animated values in its style. We pass our opacity ref right in, and boom, just like that, our animation is live. And there you have it. With just a handful of new lines, we've made a huge difference in the app's overall feel. So let's just take a second to recap exactly what we accomplished. So to sum it all up, we used React Native's awesome built-in animated API. We added that silky smooth fade-in and fade-out effect. We did all of this without having to change our existing app structure at all. And most importantly, we made a real, tangible improvement to the user experience. And this is really the main takeaway, isn't it? It's not just about getting things to work, it's about crafting an experience. The source material says it perfectly. This kind of polish makes a big difference in real apps. It's what separates something that feels like a project from a truly professional product. So we've totally polished our loading state, which is awesome, but that's just one piece of the user feedback puzzle. What about things like toast notifications or quick confirmation messages? That's a great question to ask yourself, and it's the perfect next step for taking your user experience to an even higher level.